Hi everyone, it's Trishna. I hope you're doing well. So, I was giving myself a weekly reading. And when I got to the tarot portion of the reading, as I was looking at the 8 card spread that I was just doing, I felt like a lot of the guidance that I was getting could actually be very applicable to others out there. So, I thought I would share the reading that I was getting from the tarot portion so that if it helps you, it can help you navigate your week wherever you're at, whatever time period that you're watching this in. And also, I thought it'd be a really nice way to showcase how I think about manifesting, what I choose to manifest, and how I use intuitive guidance to help guide me in the manifestation process. Now, the first part of this reading that I'm going to share with you is more of the clairvoyance aspect. I am primarily a clairvoyant. I was born a clairvoyant. So that is always how I start my intuitive readings. If you watch any of my videos, I always start it with a clairvoyant portion first, and then I get into the cards, and I do that for myself as well. So that portion may not be as applicable to everyone out there, but I'm just going to share it to kind of give you a foundation, and maybe it will apply to you. But then the tarot portion I feel is really going to apply to you, and we'll talk about manifestation, etc. So for me, from a clairvoyant perspective, I am going to have actually a very interesting week. So I'm going to have my brother, he's going to be coming into town, flying in from DC, and he's going to spend a few days with us. And of course, with that, I'm going to be inviting some of my friends that he met while I was getting married, and we're going to go out for drinks, and we're going to have a barbecue with, our parents and our family, as well as my husband and his family. So it's going to be kind of an interesting, eventful week. And I've been very excited about it, but as I was tuning into the energies of how my week is going to go, I was getting that this is going to be a week where I'm not going to get a lot of me time. Not only just when he arrives, but also leading up to that. So this is definitely going to be a week where any chance that I get, I need to be doing some healing work to make sure that I'm relaxed, that I'm integrated, that I feel whole, so that I can handle the moments and the rest of the week where I'm just not going to get a lot of chance to really tune into myself and kind of like settle into my own energy. So any moments that I can get, this is the week where I need to be doing that kind of work. I was also getting that when my brother arrives, and as we have more of these cohesive gatherings, somehow it's going to end up being not necessarily a very positive experience for me. I'm going to somehow end up being the one that gets made fun of, and just like a lot of people poking at me during this week, and not a lot of self-awareness going on their parts in terms of how that's happening. Now, that's not going to be everybody that I'm around. There's definitely going to be some people who are going to be like, hey, you guys need to like cool it. But I think the predominant experience that I'll be having is that. So now, knowing that, part of that, I can tap into the energy and I can see, hey, is this something that I want to alter with manifestation or try to improve the situation? I'm feeling from my guidance right now that this is just kind of a situation that needs to play out. And, it's just something that I need to kind of let happen. And instead of healing and trying to manifest the situation changing, I'm just going to be manifesting how I handle it and how I feel, and just having more confidence in myself and letting things kind of fall off my shoulders and not really impact me. Just because I'm getting that sometimes people need to be a certain way so that then they can reflect a few weeks later and maybe come to some self-awareness and insights in themselves. And I feel like that process needs to happen for them. So a lot of times I will manifest changing a situation itself and just be like, you know what, we're just going to manifest this being a pleasant experience for everyone, including myself. But sometimes I feel like maybe the better approach is to just manifest myself feeling good regardless of what happens, and really maybe ignoring, not even noticing some of the comments. Like, oh, actually, that's going to be a really good manifestation. I'm going to do that. I wasn't thinking about that before. I'm glad we're talking here. So just some insights on how I manifest. So getting into the cards now, which this is the part that I feel may be more applicable to everyone. So I pulled an 8-card spread, and the first cards that I pulled are the overall energies or theme of the week. And I got the Sun card, and I got the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like with the Sun card, that is the predominant energy where there's a lot of good that really could happen during this week. There's a lot of positives, a lot of things working out for you this week. However, it is crossed by the Page of Pentacles, which is kind of this mode of feeling like there's something coming next, but not really being sure what it is. Not really sure what that next step is. For me, this applies to my business. I've had a lot of really good success in my business lately. It's really starting to take off. And part of that for me is like, okay, what's next? Like now things have been going so well and I feel like things are starting to stabilize. What's next? What's next? And this I feel is trying to tell me, and again, see how this resonates with you in your own personal life. How are these positives showing up and how might you be maybe not letting them in because you're overthinking, overanalyzing, trying to figure out what's next? For me, it's like, okay, lots of great things have been coming in and can come in, but I'm overthinking things. I'm trying to move faster than the universe is ready to move, faster than divine timing is ready to move. I need to maybe slow down and settle down and maybe do some manifestation work instead of trying to figure out how to act. What do I do next? What's my next idea? How do I make this happen? What should I cut out? What should I add in? Stop thinking about that, Trishna. And just manifest, just heal in the moments that you can, and maybe allow the fact that you don't have a lot of me time to help you out. Because when you don't have a lot of me time, you don't get to sit there and overanalyze and overthink and try to outsmart and outplan the universe. You kind of have to go do other things and be with other people and step away so that the universe can do its thing because you're distracted with something else. And I feel like, by the way, just a side note, that's a big lesson that I was learning in September and October, is I was getting plans from the universe to do all this stuff. And I did all of this stuff. And then my business ended up being successful in something that I hadn't even thought of before. Like it just, suddenly an idea, suddenly a blog post, suddenly a book started coming into my life, and then boom, success in a completely different direction than I had ever thought about. And I appreciate so much that the universe had me do all this other stuff because it distracted me and got me so focused on doing all these other things that are related to my business and moving it forward. So I was still moving forward the energy, but it allowed me to get so focused on that I didn't get in the way of this other idea coming into my life and then that transforming into something even better than I could have imagined. So just a side note there, hopefully that helps some of you guys that sometimes get guidance from the universe, knowing that maybe it's just to kind of get you moving forward and distracted while the universe handles everything else for you, and like, boom, beautiful life. So anyways, this week could be a wonderful week, but you may be in over-analytical, overthinking mode, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out what your next move is. Try to relax instead. Try to focus more on manifestation energies versus action energies. And I think that is the major theme that we need to be focusing on this week. So now looking at the other 6 cards that are going to make up the majority of the spread. So there are a few key cornerstones that I feel like we really need to focus on. The first one is temperance, having patience. Have patience with those in your life. Have patience with whatever projects you're working on that you're trying to overthink on. Have patience with the universe and really see things from a very higher level perspective. So for me, I'm going to have to look at the situations that are going to come up at the end of this week where people may not be as kind to me as they should be. And I'm going to have a lot of patience. And I'm also going to have to see it from that higher level perspective of, you know what, this needs to happen so that they can have their self-awareness. And this needs to happen so that I can maybe build more confidence in myself or learn to ignore comments that from those that I love that I shouldn't take on. For me personally, I'm really good at ignoring comments from people that aren't really close to me. There's a very small group of people who can actually affect my mood. Everybody else, nah. I take it with a grain of salt and doesn't really bother me. But those in my life, there are certain key people who, if they say something, it really, really can hurt me. So that's the balance there. Some people are affected by everyone equally, and that's how they balance things out. For me, no one else can really bother me, but certain people, oh man, that's how things balance out for me. I feel like everybody has a balance that works out some way or another that kind of makes a lot of the playing field for everyone equal. We all have our own little journeys, but it can just be a little bit of a different flavor. So for me, I think this is a great way for me to learn how to ignore comments from those that I love that maybe I don't really need to pay attention to and not let it affect me. So that could be my personal journey and the way that I can look at this from a higher level perspective. So again, that's a great reason for why maybe I shouldn't be manifesting a different situation and instead should be manifesting changes within myself, and then they can go on and have their own changes in themselves as well. Another cornerstone moment is going to be this Eight of Cups. So this is going to be me really having to focus, or you really having to focus on handling the emotions and the things that come up, but on your own, not necessarily having conversations with other people about it, really handling it within yourself. And so how this might play out for me is, I probably shouldn't be talking to these people in my life who are going to be treating me this way shouldn't really bring it up to them, because it's something that they need to go work on themselves, and they'll have their own awareness maybe a week or two down the line. And it's something that I need to work on within myself as well. So how do you need to be patient? Where can you look at your life from a higher level perspective? And what maybe would you normally talk to someone about that maybe this time you want to try resolving within yourself, at least first, and then setting the energy in as good of a place manifestation-wise, because you're working on it within yourself, so that if you do want to have a conversation, or if it makes sense to have a conversation about this with others in your life later, you're already moving from an elevated energetic place. You're not moving from this more hurtful place or like sad place. You've at least moved it up a few notches to where your discussion will be more productive, because it's at a higher level of energy. So there's more energetic support in a more positive direction, if that makes sense. The next card that I have here is the Six of Cups. I feel like this is indicating that there are going to be a few people who are going to be there on my side supporting me. So like I said, for me, in the difficult situations that are going to arise, there are going to be a few people that are going to be like, hey, you guys should probably cool it. You guys are like really pushing on things that don't need to be pushed on. So just kind of acknowledging that there are going to be people there. So maybe that's something that I can take with me and just keep in mind that, like, hey, not everybody's against you. It's okay. Just chill. And that whatever feelings that I do have are valid, because there are other people who are looking at the situation being like, hey, that's not really right. That's not really right what's going on. And it's not going to be that extreme, but my feelings of it are going to be like, oh my God, this is happening. But in reality, this week it's going to be fine. We have the Sun card. It's going to be fine. A lot of it's going to be how I receive things and how much I decide to internalize it. Same with you. All right, so the next card that we have here is the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like what this is trying to say is, hey, in your life, whatever situation you're dealing with, you are the ringleader. You're the ringleader. You're the one that, in my particular situation, I'm the one that's going to be organizing a lot of these events. You may be the one that's organizing events. You may be the one that's the glue that holds everything together. You may be the one that makes things happen. You may be the one that's paying for things and supporting everybody that way. You may be the one that's emotionally supportive and kind. One way or another, you are the ringleader in this particular situation, and that's something that you need to remember. Because when you're the ringleader, sometimes certain people feel a little bit threatened by that. And it's kind of like it's lonely at the top, because you're at the top, there's not a lot of people that you can always trust, and everybody below you is trying to get at you. Kind of like in kingdoms where people are always trying to, kill the king so then they can be king. So just something to keep in mind is that whenever you're getting maybe some of these attacks or what feel like attacks during your week, just know that it's because you're in control and you are in a good place, and maybe you're somewhere that they wish that they could be. So don't take it so personally. It's not necessarily about you. It's a lot more about maybe them and where they wish that they could be, and they're going about it the wrong way. Instead of asking you how you got to where you are, or participating or trying to help you out so that they can learn how they can do things similarly in their own lives, they're taking the more attack kind of approach. So take it more as just confirmation that you're in a good place. Take it more as a compliment, I guess, as difficult as that may be. And then some of the more lighter energies that are going to be present. So the first one is the Eight of Wands. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of fast-paced movement this week, a lot of things moving very quickly. I can definitely see how that might apply in my situation. I could kind of see it both ways, where it could be really slow or it could be really quick. But this is saying that it's going to be a lot of really fast-paced movement. This might be in my business, so I'm not sure where it's going to apply for me, but just wherever it applies for you. And then the next card is the Lovers. So I feel like this is basically saying that there's going to be a deeper connection that you experience with someone in your life. For me, I'm feeling like this is going to be with me and my husband, despite all of everything that's going to go on this week with my brother flying in, and there being events with friends, there being events with family, and things with my business, and just, just a lot of things going on, not having a lot of me time, and maybe some other events. I feel like there might be an event later today. Despite all of that, even amidst all of that, I feel like me and my husband will end up feeling a little bit more connected this week. We feel connected pretty much all the time, but I feel like maybe it'll be kind of surprising that even with everything going on, that we build an even deeper connection through all of that. So that's good. So with someone in your life, there may be someone that you are building a deeper connection. Now, I do want to say one other thing is, so now obviously I don't really watch a lot of love tarot readings for myself, but I have started to, because I don't know if you saw one of my videos where it's like how to bring love in using tarot. And what I used to do is I would watch tarot videos around love, and if there was something negative and it really triggered me or made me upset, or if there's something really positive and I felt fear that, oh, that could happen, but what if it doesn't, or what if I lose it, I would take that as areas that I needed to heal within myself and resolve within myself so that I could keep the relationship I was in or manifest a better one or something like that, really manifest something beautiful in my love life. And most readings on YouTube are about love because that is predominantly what people ask about. And I know, definitely whenever I do my one-on-one readings, it's predominantly about love, career and love, but predominantly love. So obviously that's going to be what's out there. But recently I have actually been watching those videos not for love, but for career. So when they're talking about another person, I see it as my relationship to my business because everything in our life is a relationship to something else. And I found that it's actually been really accurate for my relationship with my business. And so like I talk about the lovers and how it applies to me and my personal relationship, but for you, it could be someone else in your life. It could be a friend, a family member that you build a deeper connection with, but it could also be a business partner, or it could just be building a deeper connection with your business itself. Because again, everything is about relationships. So anyway, it's just something for you to know that if you want to use the guidance that I use in how to manifest love using tarot in that video that I talked about, but you don't want to use it for love, you want to use it for something else, and you're like, well, I can't really find a lot of videos around my particular topic, whatever it is that you want to manifest, you can still watch those videos and just replace love or partner with your particular thing, because again, it's all about relationships. So I hope that this was helpful. Like, as you can see, there's a lot of guidance here. As you can see, there are different ways to manifest. I could manifest a different situation than what I see coming up because it's maybe going to be an unpleasant situation, or I can manifest me responding to the situation differently. And either approach is fine, and I use different approaches for different things, but I do kind of feel into what makes the most sense and the intuitive information of maybe what other people need to learn and what I need to learn from the situation. And if I manifest a different situation, then maybe that lesson gets delayed, or, people don't develop, or I don't develop, or something like that. So, feel into the flow of the universe and maybe what you need the most at that point in time, because you're going to get what you need the most. Yeah, so I hope this is helpful. I hope that this guidance resonates for you as well. Let me know, because this was originally for me, but I just felt like the wisdom was really profound and I wanted to share it. And let me know how it resonates for you, if it does resonate for you, and I will see you in my next video.